Welcome to the KFiles. Today, in honor of the end of Virtual Reality Month, we are investigating the augmented reality of Folie Deux. Welcome back to the lush basement office. I'm your host, Katie.
And I'm co-host Griselda, and we're coming at you from HollywoodRedux.com.
Yes, we're talking about Folie Deux, a madness shared by two.
It's true.
Yeah. It's a Monster of the Week episode. The monster is a bug, so we gotta also file that under B for Bug with, War of the Capophages was
not just any, tiny bug,
Those are big bugs, for sure.
Dude, those are kind of nasty to see on screen, man.
Yeah, it's a scary. It's like an actual monster is the monster.
That's so gross. Well done, though. Were those practical by any chance? Or
they had
practical mixed with...
So they originally intended to have a practical. There was a stunt woman who wore a suit that was very hard to move in. It was like a 70-pound suit. Super hard to move in. So it looked really, really silly on set. And Vince Gilligan, who wrote the episode, said, it was made the episode a comedy with, I guess, what the footage looked like. So at the last minute, and TV is produced very quickly. At the last minute, they handed it off to a visual effects master wizard who did that monster effect with the super speed blur to make it look like you would only kind of catch glimpses of the bug, but it was still really menacing, and it moved so quickly. The way it moved was scary. So it really achieved a cool effect for considering how little time there was.
I'm just happy to know part of it was practical.
They tried to do it practically. It just didn't work.
No, it worked very well. I mean, it worked. It got the fear and no worries. And it was gross to look at, to be honest. So,
totally.
let's be real.
I like to think, even if you don't end up using the practical in the end, even if you end up using a visual effect for that monster, the actors still got to interact with something real, and their performances are more authentic, I think, because of it. Like, Duchovny's performance in the hospital, where he's strapped in and the monster's, up in the corner. I mean, he was... Duchovny was making real faces.
He was making real faces, you guys.
Oh, well, I love Duchovny. His faces are my favorite faces.
Don't get me wrong, but we actually got Duchovny acting, which was great.
Speaking of acting, the guy who played the monster guy, Gary Lambert, Brian Markinson. I loved his performance. I thought he was great in this episode. It's the second time he's been on the show. He was in the first season. He played a corrupt cop in Born Again.
Oh, that's awesome. At least he got to play a good guy and a bad guy.
No, he was bad guy.
Well, I meant good guy in the sense of, yeah, I guess you're right. I misunderstood that.
No, you're right. In Folie Deux, he's the protagonist. You're right. What kind of?
No, he's still the bad guy. Let's be real. That was a mistake on my end.
Well, no, because there really was a bug monster.
No, that's right. You're right.
I don't know. I mean, that's the question of the episode is was it just a madness shared by two, or was there actually a threat that Gary Lambert was turned on to, and then those couple other incidents across the country that helped Mulder put it together, and all that stuff. It seems like there really is a threat, like a They Live style threat. Vinyl Right is the corporation. Ugh.
It's interesting that it took Duchovny a little bit longer than expected for me. For him to see that monster, to be honest with you.
Well, it sounds crazy. I don't know. It seems like a crazy thing. If somebody suggested that to you, you'd be like, you're insane.
That's true.
Yeah, and of course we have to talk about the MSR, the relationship. We're in the end of the fifth season here, and the question that in Monster of the Week episodes, characters always asking questions that get answered through the experience, through solving the case. Mulder's asking the question that he asks a number of times on the show, which is my life's work that I take very seriously, not is it a laughing stock of the world? Is it the world just thinks it's like the werewolves?
Yeah, no, he made that moment very clear and was very passionate when he declared it to Scully.
Yeah, he worries about that. And Scully's asking the question, if he's asking that, what does that what does that mean for me? She's like, if you're asking that, what am I supposed to do? Because I've hitched my myself to you, we're on this journey together. So if you're saying this is a laughing stock, I feel terrible. So those are the characters kind of going round and round on that. And then through the course of the episode, you kind of find out that really they're on it together no matter what they do, because in the end Mulder gets Scully to see the bug monster.
Well, she kind of has to. Mulder's gonna die like any second if she didn't like fully commit to the moment there. So we were all counting on you, Scully. You came through. Thank God.
Yep.
Can you imagine Scully if it was like that was it for Mulder? I mean, it would still be a great show. Don't get me wrong, Scully, but damn.
Well, yeah. Duchovny leaves in a while,
I just had to think about that for a second, you guys. Thank you for going there with me.
Always. Yeah, and they have that great conversation where Mulder gets to say one of my favorite quotes in the whole series, which is that, you're my 1 in 5 billion or whatever it is. Like, that's a really wonderful shippy quote for the ages. That belongs in the shippy...
fan favorite?
Yeah, for sure. Top 10. So it's a really and of course both their hair looks amazing at this point too.
I think they got it down by you have to get it down by season 5? Season 5.
You have to. Peak hair.
You guys, it would have been very disappointing if that hair was not flawless. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But they're coming to the end of the 5th season and coasting into the 6th season where it's like Flirt City. They flirt through the entire 6th season. And then 7th season, of course, we know is when they actually get together. So we're still a long ways from that, but it's still fun, and they're getting to know each other. And Mulder's still being kind of a loner jerk sometimes, who doesn't necessarily take into the consideration other people's feelings because he's so used to being stuck by himself. But then he gradually comes to understand that Scully's sticking with him no matter what he does, and he starts to get a lot nicer to her, and that's how it goes. Love. It's all about love on the KFiles.
Naturally.
So that's it for Folie. It's a really fun episode. It's one of my favorite monster of the week episodes that the stakes are never really that high, although there are some really scary moments. Particularly the zombie faces I find very frightening, like Nancy when she becomes a zombie.
Dude, the zombie
for the first
faces.
Time. She comes back in from the office and just comes into Gary's
I will say this.
cubicle. You're like,
for that brief moment where the character did walk back, I really did think I was watching like a classic 80s horror film.
Yeah,
because the makeup was so well done. It was I thought it was like a tribute to that. So
yeah.
Very well done, guys.
Yeah, it's actually, I think it's a nice bridge from virtual reality, because it's kind of like a changed reality, a madness for the person who's experiencing it, not unlike VR. But also Halloween and horror, which is coming next. So, I feel like it lives right in the middle between those two things. All right, I think we're going to close the file folder on Folie for now. I'm your host, Katie. You can find me at KMoles on all the social medias.
And I'm your co-host, Grisalia. You can find me at Grisalia on all social medias.
Yeah, we're coming to you from HollywoodRedux.com. This is the last week of Virtual Reality Month at Hollywood Redux, #HRVR. We're still sharing cool stuff, so stay tuned for that. And coming up in October is Halloween Redux, all month long. We're doing a ton of giveaways. We've got lots of cool horror stuff. Please stay tuned for that.
Please check that out, guys.
Subscribe to below. There's a button somewhere. Like us. Check out our Facebook. And if you're listening on iTunes, you got to check out our YouTube. We do video podcasts as well, and we have shorts, we have sketches, we have a whole lot of other great content that I know you'll definitely want to check out if you've been enjoying these little ear nugget gems. Anyway, that's it for the KFiles. Thank you for listening. The truth is already here. Check out the video next door to us. No, this way. I have bad geography. Check out the video.
It's somewhere eventually. Maybe it could be floating.
On this page somewhere, there will be another video. Anyway, goodbye.
Bye, guys.
See you next week.